An aerial view of downtown Boston, our location tonight, gives you a great idea of the beauty of this historic city. Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Thursday, they're off to New York to face the Knicks. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Kemba Walker is a multiple-time All-Star. But from his first seasons in the league, stardom was not assured. Even he said, "I never saw myself playing at this level. There were times I didn't know if I even belonged in the NBA. I guess you could say I'm surprised." Now, Kevin, every player has those doubts at the beginning, but few overcome them the way Kemba has.
David, he's come a long way. Thank you. Early on, players vying for larger roles and more minutes, and Doris, always interesting to see how all of that materializes.
Yeah, Kevin, I think unless you have a veteran team who's maybe been in the playoffs and established themselves, there's nothing set in stone yet. Obviously, guys are looking to prove themselves from the very moment that ball is tipped up in the air. And who gets a rhythm early? Who starts off strong? Let's see.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Jalen Brunson out there with Seth Curry, and it's Powell in at center. And for the Celtics, Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at the 5. Now, here's Doncic. 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose. Powell for 3. Offensive rebound. Here's Porzingis. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Porzingis has got the opening field goal of the game for the man.
Amazing when you're 7'3" with great instincts. You create an opportunity to get the putback. Nice work, Kristaps Porzingis.
Here's Tatum. They just worked San Antonio in that last game. Shot's good by Walker.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Last game for the Mavericks, they picked up the W against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Outside, Porzingis. Over Tice. Tries again. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Porzingis has got his second bucket tonight.
Scoring through contact is something Kristaps Porzingis has got to get used to in the NBA. Teams try to get physical with this guy.
Now, here's Walker. 26 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And his passing was simply amazing. A lot of fun to watch.
And you look at Jason Tatum, able to play either forward position. Doris, do you think his future is at the 3 or at the 4?
I think he is interchangeable at either position because his scoring can be devastating. For Jason Tatum, it's really a matter of making sure he continues to gain strength, continue to be a force and factor on the defensive end, and probably enhance his footwork around the rim a little bit.
And he knocks down the first one.
And the Celtics looking to bounce back and make another deep playoff run.
And I think, Greg, they certainly have the talent to do it. This is a team that remains on the upswing. They have draft picks and assets. I think they are well positioned for the future.
And so Tatum nails them both. Moves on moves. Great, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Now, here's Curry. He's coming off a 16-point game against Memphis.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get away to
Tatum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
Jason Tatum's form is pure on the catch and shoot. So nice.
Runs in the pass to Powell. And here's Porzingis. And there's the pass to Brunson. Now, here's Doncic, guarded by Walker. Puts one up from 19. Rebound, Boston.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Here's Hayward. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
How about the effort from Gordon Hayward? He takes pride, I think, in scoring over the defense.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
With the teardrop, Hayward with some nice D. Celtics leading by 5. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Spurs.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential.
And really, the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
What a college career for Jalen Brunson. 2 championships and a Wooden Award. This is one of the most decorated players in college basketball history.
One falls for Brunson. And Brunson, the College Player of the Year back in 2018, but fell to the second round. Doris, when you look at that time, why did he fall?
I think it had everything to do with the fact that he's not an elite athlete by NBA standards. But we know unequivocally Jalen Brunson is a winner. His father played a decade in the NBA. This young man has been around the game since his formative years, and you can see it in his game. We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes. It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Here's Curry. Second chance effort, and it's Porzingis laying it in. Porzingis has got 6. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Boston Celtics. Passes to Tice. Back to Walker. Oh, Tatum in position. Here's Son, and Hayward with the block.
Well, this is where Gordon Hayward has turned himself into a dependable two-way player. How good is he at using his length to turn away these shots?
Now, here's Walker. Pass to Tice. 6 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off, but they get it back. Walker finds Hayward. Doncic with it. Now defended by Hayward. Tries from 16. Doncic, no good. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
Boston leading by 4. Tatum deciding where to go with it. And Walker kicks to Tice. Outside Tatum. Clock at 6. Outside Walker. Trains the three-pointer. He has 6.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Now, here's Doncic. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Now, here's Walker. Pass to Hayward. And here's Tice. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Walker. No good that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Brunson with it, picked up by Brown. Right side Curry. Outside, Porzingis, just 4 to shoot. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Tice. Boston leading by 5. Walker looking for an opening. And the pass to Tice. Left side, Tatum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Porzingis. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history, and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. And this is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use, you're right. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Williams comes in for Gordon Hayward. Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Edwards in for Kemba Walker. And he sinks the second.
You get the sense that Jason Tatum has a drive to be great. This is a young player who doesn't lack for confidence. I love watching him play.
Now here's Hardaway. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. Here's Wright. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Edwards passes to Tatum. Good, nice job down low. Tatum's got 7 points.
Well, with the high release point, Jason Tatum can be calm under duress on the interior. That's nice.
Right outside. Here's Kleba. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Hardaway kicks to Wright. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Celtics. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their 2 meetings.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these two teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. And while we've got this moment here now, let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. 5th on the list, the Celtics.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Now here's Smart. He also had a big impact in that win against the Spurs. Williams with the ball. Back to Smart. No good on that one. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Jackson kicks to Kleba. Right outside. Over Edwards. Dallas again missing. Celtics leading by 6. Over to the wing. Lets it go with a 3. That shot no good. Pass to Hardaway. Over Williams. Hardaway no good. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Celtics. Here's Tatum. And it's off the back rim, no good. Mavericks trail by 6.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Wright. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now because they're refusing to let him get comfortable. This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
Now here's Wright. Kicks it to Hardaway. And he converts the layup.
Boy, this guy just finds ways to score. Tim Hardaway Jr. able to finish with contact.
Tatum on the wing. 9 points in the game so far. From 13, yep, it counts. Tatum's got 11 points.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Right, the pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Jackson. Outside Hardaway. Off target from three-point range. Celtics leading by 8.
Well, think back to before he moves on to the Dallas Mavericks. While Tim Hardaway Jr. was with the Knicks, he was carrying such a burden offensively because Porzingis was still recovering.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Here's Kleba. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Hardaway. The three. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. It's Smart with the drive. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Now here is Hardaway. Pass to Jackson. Here's the three. Rebounded by Smart. Celtics leading by 12. And he uses the glass on the layup. Smart's got his second bucket.
And this is where Marcus Smart has gotten so much better at reading the defense. He sees an open lane and he attacks it.
Now Hardaway. From deep three-point range. Oh, he got it to go!
Wow, how about that?
That's a miracle. Are you kidding me?
Listen, under duress at the end of the period, you just throw it up and hope.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the Boston Celtics. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. We've got more in store for you right after this. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of the NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a very convincing performance from the Celtics so far.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
Williams is out there with Williams. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Wanamaker in at the point. That's the Boston 5.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Ojale kicks to Smart. Williams against Hardaway. And Williams with the basket on the assist from Smart. Williams has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Celtics. Second quarter, or just over a minute in. Now the pass to Kleba. Three-pointer. And Boston with the rebound. Williams has got 5 rebounds tonight. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, there is a lot of optimism in Dallas for the tandem of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis said, "We clicked right away. We're both European players, similar roots, both speak Spanish. That'll translate on the court. We can be something special." Kevin, look out for them to compliment and criticize one another in a different tongue.
If they play to their potential, they could be scary. Thanks, David. And Hardaway gets it to go.
Well, how pretty is the shooting form of Hardaway Jr.? This guy is on point.
Here's Wanamaker, guarded by Wright. Passes it to Smart. Away. No good. That's miss number 2 against 3 makes from the field. Wright outside. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Good job attacking. Those restricted area shots are what every NBA team is looking for.
It's Smart with the drive. Here's Ojale. Good, and Smart gets the assist. And the Celtics lead by 14.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Here's Finney-Smith. 11 points for him in that last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Here's Hardaway. Good work defensively by Smart.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And the dunk by Jackson.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Ojale kicks to Smart. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
In the city of Boston, 12 championships since 2000, 6 in football, 4 in baseball, and 1 apiece in hockey and basketball.
Greg, you'd have to say Boston has become the sports capital of the country. The fans are knowledgeable, they're passionate, and they are justifiably proud.
Doris, as you always say, there is a grace in handling wins and losses in this game, isn't there?
You know what, Kevin? There's an old saying that winning and losing are imposters, that it's everything to do with how you react to constant learning and growing experiences. And listen, everybody wants to win, but can you experience losing with grace and dignity? Can you embrace the joy of pure competition? To me, that's one of the beautiful things about the NBA. Men handle heartbreak and joy and set an example for the next generation. It's beautiful.
Some changes for Boston. Daniel Tice is checked in for Robert Williams. Hayward comes in for Williams, and Walker subbed in for Smart. Then for the Mavericks, Porzingis, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Luka Doncic comes in for Jackson, and Curry subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And good that time. Walker's got 8.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Pass to Wanamaker. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And you look at the Mavericks' numbers last season, the need for shooting is obvious.
And I think, Greg, what's shocking is poor shooting is not something you have historically associated with the Mavs. But when you look at it through last season, they took a high rate of threes and a high rate of free throws. And yet, both of those percentages were poor. That's an area for improvement this season.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And Kevin, last season there were a couple of glaring deficiencies for the Celtics. I thought they had a problem with shot selection. Too often I thought they settled for pull-up jumpers. They did not exploit their length to get into the paint, nor did they exploit their ability to get to the free throw line. And ultimately that really cost them.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And with the Celtics last season, Doris, the league's lowest rate of free throws attempted and bottom 7 in offensive rebounding.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They had a couple of players coming off of surgeries, knee troubles. Sometimes that can make you hesitant to mix it up on the interior. But boy, if you want to win, you've got to get to the free throw line and you've got to get to the offensive glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Ojale. Outside, Walker. The 3. The Mavericks pull it in. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds now in the game.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
On the wing, Doncic. Banked in off the glass. Doncic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
Now here's Hayward. 9 points last game out. It's good. Hayward's got his second basket of the game.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
Outside, Porzingis lets the 3 fly. A new 14 for the Mavericks. Shot clock at 5. Second shot opportunity. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Boston called for the foul.
Very tough to affect the shot of Porzingis without leaving your feet. And KP, because of that, has the ability to keep them off balance.
And that one misses. And Greg, as many expected, Porzingis getting a huge deal from Dallas to keep him a Mav for a long time.
Mavs feel he can be better than he was before the injury. Love the idea of pairing him long-term with Doncic. Signed him to a lengthy and sizable deal to be the core of their future.
And he's good on the second. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. That free throw good from Hayward.
Boy, you can sit Mavericks last season, missing the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. That ties their second longest playoff drought in franchise history. You've got to believe this is a group that's highly motivated.
Both shots good from the stripe. And the Mavericks a proud franchise. Doris looking to get back into the playoffs this season.
No doubt, Kevin, they have reloaded with young star talent. Kristaps Porzingis already an all-star. Luka Doncic, the rookie of the year. I think this is a group ready to make some noise.
Now here's Brunson. He had 13 points in the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Here's Walker. That's in, and that's his fourth basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. They trail by 16. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
Boston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Walker dishes to Brown. From downtown, it's rebounded by Doncic. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Grizzlies. Here's Porzingis. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Out to Hayward from outside the arc. Not going to go that time. And it's Dallas the other way. Curry looking around. Pass to Doncic. From the stripe. That one a little long.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Here's Walker. He drains the turnaround jump shot. Walker's got 6 points in the quarter.
And that is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Doncic.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Walker goes in. Here's Ojale. That shot missing. Nice D from Porzingis. Here's Doncic. Some solid defense from Brown.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And the Celtics with possession here after Luka Doncic's miss. 4 on the clock. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they've built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And that's exactly what happened. Guys came off the bench ready to play. The offense didn't miss a beat.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
Boy, how comfortable is KP in the mid-range? Porzingis, what touch.
So the Celtics called timeout, their first. A live body off the bench. Dwight Powell gives you productive minutes.
He does, Kevin, and that's most reflected in the plus-minus when you look at his stats. This is a guy who hasn't averaged a ton of minutes, but he scores and he defends at a high level when he's given those minutes.
Tatum comes in for Semi Ojeleye. And it's Edwards in for Gordon Hayward. Celtics leading by 10. Edwards passes to Tice. It's Brown on the wing. Porzingis with the block.
You know, when you drive the lane, you have to know where Porzingis is because with his reach, he can sneak up and send that shot away anytime.
Boston's gotten into trouble with the 3-ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Yes, that goes in. Brown's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Dallas calls timeout. And you look at Jaylen Brown, the third pick back in 2016. Doris, tantalizing strength and athleticism.
Well, the absolute definition of a perfect basketball body. Excellent first step. For him, it's all about aggressiveness, bringing those tools to bear in terms of your basketball skill.
Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Smart comes in for Kemba Walker. Then for the Mavericks, Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Dwight Powell. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Seth Curry. Porzingis kicks to Brunson. Count it, his second make in 4 attempts.
Well, what you love about Kristaps Porzingis at 7'3", he can see over any defender, and he's a terrific passer, guys.
Now here's Edwards. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Celtics passing it around. A three-pointer, no good. Mavericks trail by 10. The pass to Doncic. To the inside and taken away by Brown. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll, I think, mix well with this team. Thank you. Celtics leading by 9. 43 seconds left in the first half. Shots good by Williams.
You know, still a raw talent, but Williams does have a reliable inside game that continues to get better.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, the big expectations for the Celtics going into last season never translated to the success many thought they would have. The vast majority of experts predicted that the Celtics would be in the NBA Finals. They were unequivocally, I think, the most disappointing team in the league. They just couldn't put the pieces together.
The first free throw is good. Williams, he's checked in for Boston. Dallas also making some changes. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Porzingis. And it's Justin Jackson in for Jalen Brunson. No good on the second free throw.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Williams. An 11-point game for him in the win against San Antonio.
And it felt like he was literally everywhere on the defensive end. Multiple rejections, stifling all game long.
Over in the corner, Doncic. Lets it go from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Doncic has got 11 points.
Hard to find any weakness in Doncic's offensive game. Boy, when this three-point shot is dropping, look out.
And so it's Boston, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Head coach Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think was the main edge you had?
Well, I thought defensively we were a lot better, and then that led to some offense. But obviously, we're playing a bunch of skilled guys, and we're able to spread the floor, and that's helpful.
You have to make them work at both ends. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's going up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And over to Kenny. Let's get your insights on Dallas.
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, More pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas. On the perimeter, it's Curry and Doncic. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And there's Porzingis. And it's Kleba in at the 5. Here's Doncic following the basket by Jaylen Brown. Passes it to Brunson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
And the second free throw, good. Now here's Walker. Outside Tatum. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 14. And yes, it's good. Tatum's got 13.
Well, you know that Jason Tatum can score from any area on the floor. It's got to be a scary sight when this guy starts to get rolling.
Doncic, no good. Boston leading by 10. Hayward kicks to Tatum. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Pass to Brunson. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Back to Doncic. 14 feet away. It's blocked. Brown wide open. He fires. Had the opportunity on the break, but couldn't sink the 3.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now. Start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Count the basket. He's got 14.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Doncic passes to Curry. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
I love the aggressiveness of Seth Curry right there. Despite that frame, guys, he is not afraid of getting fouled.
The Mavericks have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
First one falls for him.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Seth Curry has found his footing in this league. He gains more and more confidence every year.
good for Curry.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
And Walker kicks to Brown. And Brown throws it down hard.
Kev, how about the strength on the finish? Jaylen Brown showing real muscle.
And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
And that one misses.
And for Jaylen Brown at the free throw line, he has worked so hard on his mechanics, and that's paid dividends in terms of his confidence, guys.
Now here's Brunson. He has 6. Here's Doncic. Dallas again missing.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
That one goes in. 17 points for Jason Tatum.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Doncic against Walker. Doncic passes to Curry. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Curry's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, had this shot on automatic. The confidence so crucial to what Seth Curry brings to the table.
Walker the pass to Tatum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got 4 assists now tonight.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Now here's Brunson. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Brown. Here's Tatum. Mavericks with the rebound. Doncic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Don't you love how physical Jaylen Brown is? This guy is not afraid to draw contact.
And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
That free throw good from Brown.
And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league, and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
Well, it's all right. This is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner 3, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Now here's Walker. Basket good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Walker against Wright. Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And this is why people believe Porzingis is a long-term star in the NBA. He can carry a team for long stretches.
Now here's Brown. 12 points for him.
You have to have the vision to fuppin' man. Beautiful pass.
And it's right with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Kleba, guarded by Tatum. Here's Doncic. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so one free throw coming up.
Well, 1 make in 6 attempts. I think it's fair to say he's had a rough start to this quarter.
Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game, and don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
What's up?
That free throw good from Doncic.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
He gets that one. Curry's got 6.
I think he's adding more toughness to his game, and it's great to see Seth Curry stick with it and finish strong.
And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
Again, the miss by the Celtics. Mavericks trail by 15. Hardaway passes to Kleba. He kicks to Doncic. Over Tatum. And he overshot that one, missing.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Walker finds Williams. There's the pass to Tatum. 4 on the shot clock. Beyond the arc. The offensive rebound. Williams, that's good. Williams has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Yeah, hard trying to keep Williams off the boards. He makes it a mission to keep possessions alive.
Here's Doncic. Finds the open look, and it's on target. Doncic has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Walker with a clean look. No good on the 3.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Outside Hardaway. Passes it to Kleba. Wright for 3. Nailed from 3-point land. Wright's got 9.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Walker. Pass to Wanamaker. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. Boston making some changes. Williams, he's checked in for Semi Ojeleye. And Marcus Smart has subbed in for Kemba Walker. Dallas also making some changes. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Porzingis. And it's Jackson in for Doncic. Mavericks trail by 15. Moment here now for an injury report. Now, let's get an update on Dwight Powell's injury. David, what's the news there?
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Dallas. He said that he does have a broken nose. It's definitely a painful injury, but not a worst-case scenario. This is never the way you want to lead off, but they have no choice. They still have to play the games. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
And our hearts go out to him. The guy works so hard. His teammates love him. Coaches love him. He's going to be missed.
Edwards, he's checked in for Brad Wanamaker. He hits the second from the line. Celtics leading by 14. And here's Edwards. No points in the game yet for him. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
The Celtics have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. And that one falls for Williams. Mavericks trail by 17. Hardaway passes to Wright. Dallas moving it around. To the paint. It falls for his fifth field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Outside Williams. Outside, Smart. Pass to Edwards. Left side, Williams. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Marcus Smart. How he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Not his best production, and I expect him to break through and get back on track soon.
I think he's been pressing a little bit too much, Greg. He just needs to relax and let the game come to him.
Hardaway against Smart. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Smart. Lays it up off the glass. Smart's got 10.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Wright with it. He's got 12. Floats one. It's deflected.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer right. That shot misses. And it's Boston the other way. They led the game at 1 point by 20. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's Smart. It's rebounded by Dallas. Right outside. Jackson has the open look. Connects from three-point range. 5 points in the game.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
Edwards passes to Tatum. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Hardaway dishes to Jackson. Hardaway trying to free himself up. The shot off that time. Great D that time from Tatum. Here's Edwards. Lays it up and banks it in. And the Celtics lead by 16.
How about the timing? Can be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
And Wright kicks to Finney-Smith. Smart against Hardaway. The pass to Wright. Williams comes with the double team. Jackson finds Hardaway. Jackson can't get that one to fall. This is to Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Well, if he gets near the cup, Jason Tatum will leave no doubt. Woohoo!
Right down low, Edwards defending. Right, the pass to Hardaway. It's Powell on the wing. Back to Hardaway. Three-pointer. Good work defending by Smart. Passes it to Edwards. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Boston Celtics with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we'll be right back after this. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And it's Wright with the ball for Dallas. They trail by 18. Brown and Hayward, they're the wings. Williams is out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Smart in at the 1. That's the Boston 5. Now here is Hardaway. It's rebounded by Tice.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Smart against Hardaway. And slam dunk by Smart.
Boy, Kevin, how aggressive is Marcus Smart? The ability to explode off and get the dunk home.
Now, Wright. Who scores his sixth bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
What an effective, efficient offensive possession. They'd love to get that shot every trip down the floor.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Hayward outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside. On deep. It's rebounded by Dallas. Outside Jackson. Pass to Finney-Smith. On the wing, Hardaway. Inside. Brown against Wright. Outside Hardaway. For the 3. Buries it from three-point range.
Well, after netting one in the first half, that's the second deep ball to go down for this guy.
Smart deciding where to go with it. Pass to Hayward. The tray. And Wright pulls it down. Mavericks trail by 15. Jackson from long range. Another 3 for Dallas.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Died Smart. The pass to Williams. Dice. Busted that time either.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
Now here's Wright, defended by Tice. And it's Wright missing.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Now, here's Tice. Three-pointer, Hayward, and Wright pulls it down. Wright's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
And they have gotten themselves back into this game just in the nick of time. If that one had come any later, it would have been Katie bar the door.
They're showing so much passion and determination here at the end. They're close to the lead, but still have plenty of work left to do.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
Celtics making a switch here. Walker's checked in. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Porzingis comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Doncic is checked in for Justin Jackson. And it's Seth Curry in for Hardaway. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens had to say to his team. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Back to Walker. The basket good off the assist. And the Celtics lead by 11.
Well, you love the unselfishness of Gordon Hayward in that instance. You think of him as a scorer, but he's a terrific setup guy as well.
Pass to Kleber. Doncic with it. He's covered by Brown. And the dunk by Doncic.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
And, Greg, they found their composure on both ends of the floor, and that is what triggered this run.
Now, here's Walker. Pass to Tice. Here's Hayward. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Porzingis.
Well, Gordon Hayward obviously still working his way back to peak form. Let's remember, this guy was an all-star in 2017. We know he can be a franchise guy.
And the first one drops. And Doris, you talk about when Gordon Hayward is playing his best. What makes him, in your mind, so special?
Well, when he's right physically, he can be a go-to offensive weapon, Kevin. This guy is the true definition of triple threat, right? He can pick you apart with his passing, with his shooting, and also off the dribble drive. Boy, when he's right, he is tough to stop.
Hayward hits them both.
Boy, I'll never forget how close Gordon Hayward came to creating one of the seminal moments in college hoops history, nearly winning the national championship with a half-court shot at the buzzer, but was just short. Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end, but right now, the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
Walker dishes to Tatum. Down low. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here.
How about the confidence from this young gun? Jason Tatum's length is tough to deal with inside, guys.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Tatum nails them both. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. 11-point game. Doncic outside. Jacks up a three. Drills it from outside. Doncic has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
That gives him his second three of the half with 3 total for the game.
And Walker kicks to Hayward. Now here's Walker. Defense is right there. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, one of the bigger names in free agency this past summer was Kemba Walker. A lot of teams, Greg, looking at him.
And rightfully so, Kevin. With Kemba, a point guard who is in his prime, he's an impact player who can hit big shots and is one of the more underrated stars in our league.
And he makes the first.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
And so Walker nails both of them. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
The shot's good. And now it's up to 25 points for Jason Tatum.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Porzingis inside. Guarded by Tatum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And Doris, given how much of last season he missed and how early he came into the league, Porzingis a lot younger than people think.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. Think about it. He becomes an all-star at the age of 22 and already one of the more recognizable faces in the league. It is truly scary to think that in a few years, KP could be miles better than where he is today.
First free throw is good.
And every year it seems to me Kristaps Porzingis willing to take on more and more responsibility. There is a process to becoming a better leader, and Kristaps Porzingis is right in the middle of it.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
Doncic outside, puts one up from 19. Second chance shot. Kleba with the bucket.
Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
Outside, Walker. The dish to Tatum. Porzingis with the block, but he recovers it. Tatum's shot is off. Mavericks trail by 9. Here's Curry. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. I'm here.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jason Tatum.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. On defense, the Celtics. They led the game at 1 point by 20. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. A floater. They get it again for Porzingis. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Smart wide open. He fires. Hits the jumper in space. Smart's got 4 this quarter.
Growing confidence in his jumper. Smart is rising and firing after the catch of the pass. Nice.
Now the pass to Porzingis. Now here's Brunson. Sinks the triple.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Walker the pass to Tice. Here's Walker. Here's Smart. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing here by 8. Pass to Brunson. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Kleba. Takes the 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Walker's shot is off.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Now, here's Doncic. Outside Curry. Pass to Porzingis. There's the 3. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And the rejection by Curry.
How about the effort from Seth Curry? If he's blocking shots, wow, what a lift for his guys.
Dallas calls timeout. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Boy, he's really had their number. They need to make some kind of adjustment during this timeout.
Mavericks trail by 7. Doncic outside. Over Hayward. They grab their own miss. Kleba with the bucket. Kleba's got 7 now in this quarter.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Here's Walker. He dishes it to Smart. And here is Tatum. Nice D from Porzingis. Mavericks trail by 5. And stolen by Hayward. And Walker with a clear path to the hoop. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists in the game. Mavericks shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Doncic against Hayward. Here's the floater. And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 15 points in just the second half. Celtics leading by 5. Walker with it. Kicks to Tatum. Smart on the wing. Guarded by... And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. .133 left in the fourth quarter. 5 to shoot. And Maxi Kleber is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Now here's Tatum. Brunson covering. A nice shot by Tatum. Tatum's got 6 points in the quarter.
I think there's a strength that belies that frame of Jason Tatum. He just powers right through right there.
Doncic. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Luka Doncic loves the big moment, and he delivers.
Walker in the post. Brunson covering. Got a hand on it, and he's able to get it back. Yep, that one goes in there. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. 7-point differential. Count it!
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
Outside, Walker shoots the 3. It's rebounded by Doncic. And here are the Mavericks now. Outside Curry from past the arc. Kemba Walker comes up with the loose ball.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 to shoot. In the corner, it's Hayward. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And the Celtics lead by 7. And the Mavericks call time here. They're trailing by 7. There's 14 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
Some call them wins and lessons. Coach not wasting any time making his point.
Well, maybe not his time, but this game is certainly finished. Let's get it over with.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth. Now Langford. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that about wraps it up. For Dorisburg, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.